The gaming backlog has haunted gamers for centuries. It is something that you think will never end. And sometimes that is true. Today, I want to help you get through the backlog. You know, I'm going to tell you what I do, and it's been working for me. So let's get into it. Most of this is completely psychological. Now, that may sound weird because, you know, we're just playing fucking video games, but I promise you, has a lot to do with mentality, burnout, forcing yourself to do things, etc. So we need to get that out of the way straight away. Biggest thing that people do, and look at me when I tell you this, if you don't like a game, you don't have to fucking play it, man. You don't have to force yourself to play it. This eats up your time. If you don't like a game, don't freaking play it. It's the same as reading a book or watching a movie. If I'm watching a movie and I'm halfway through it and I'm like, this is shit, I'm having a horrible time, I'm turning it off. Because at the end of the day, gaming is for having fun. It's for having, you know, it's for relaxation. Like, what's the point of going into a game and not liking and trying to force yourself into it? It's just so stupid. A good example for me anyway would be Hollow Knight Silksong. I think it's the worst game I've ever played. I hate Hollow Knight. Got it because it was only 20 euros on the Switch, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I heard a lot of hype about it. I gave up after I think 3 hours. It was just so hard. I play games for the story. I don't want to be repeating the same freaking boss fight over and over and over again. It's like, no, I like a little bit of challenge, but this thing, Hollow Knight, absolutely not, man. Hate it. So I gave up after a couple of hours because I would have wasted my time. I could have been at that game for a long freaking time. It was very difficult in my eyes anyway. Now obviously, look, if you know you've paid a lot of money for a game, like let's say when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out first, you know, that's like whatever, like 50 hours of gameplay. You're in it and you're like, look, I kind of want to get through this because this did cost a lot of money. That's completely fair, okay? And that does, you know, conjure up another problem of, oh, I don't want to buy this game because what if it's bad? You know, I've had that before as well. If that happens, of course, you're kind of over and back. But maybe take your time with it. Take breaks. Jump onto a comfort game or something like that. Look, all I'm saying is don't be so hard on yourself. If you don't like the game, stop playing the game. Do you know what I mean? Have fun, man. But anyway, that moves into our next point, which is don't constantly be playing long ass games, okay? And I'll give you an example. This year, I wanted to get through a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, building up to Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. I did it twice, and I will never do it again. I went from Assassin's Creed Mirage to Assassin's Creed Odyssey straight away. Terrible idea. Don't do that. Those games are so freaking long. If you know you're jumping into a long ass game, the next one should be a short game or a comfort game or something like that. It should never be a huge game into another huge game into another huge game. Because what that does is, again, bring it back to psychological stuff, it makes you feel like you're not making any progress. And like, you're probably not making progress. It's taking a long time. So what I would do is play a long game and then play a game that you really enjoy, or else play a game that's really short. A good one for me would be this year I played The Last of Us, which is quite a long game. And then after that I played Dave the Diver, which is kind of like an indie game, you know, relax and chill out. That's what I do, because at the end of the day, it leads to burnout. You constantly doing this, not making progress. You're just after getting through a very, very long story, and now you're at the beginning of a very, very long story again. So it's very taxing on the mental side of things. We don't want to lead to burnout, and that's what happens with people who get these backlogs. They lead to burnout, okay? We're going to avoid that. Next up, very simple maths. If you have a backlog, stop adding to it. And I know this can be very frustrating and hard because this year there has been a lot of good games coming out. It's fair. And you might get a bit of FOMO. You might have the fear of missing out, which is completely fine. I promise you, those games will always be there. They will be there for you when you get done your backlog. So what I would do, and what I used to do, is I try and get through around 4 or 5 games before buying a new one. And like, that has its advantages, man. You save money, get through your backlog, let go of the fear of missing out. You won't. You'll be missing, okay, you might miss out on the first week of everyone playing it on YouTube or whatever, but don't worry about it, man. That game will be there. You know, and I've had that too. I got 007 First Light. Now, look, that's a good game. It is. I 100% could have fucking waited, being honest with you. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? I did it because I wanted to, I have the fear of missing out or whatever, and that's what it was. I would have been completely fine if I got that game right now, you know, and could have got it for cheaper. That's another thing. You may be able to get the game on a discount, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it, man. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Those games will always be there. And the last thing as well is these games on your backlog, you know, you have them on your backlog for a reason. You obviously want to play it, or you like the genre or whatever. If you're playing your backlog games, they will more than likely be good or even better than these new games that are coming out. You know what I mean? Another reason, if you like to, I don't know, wander around free roaming games or 100% in games or achievement hunting or whatever, like that's obviously not going to go well if you have a backlog. Whenever I play a game, like a story game or something like that, whenever I finish the campaign, that's usually it. I'm not really going to go back to the game. Example for me would be Hogwarts Legacy. Like, I know that's a massive Harry Potter game and I love Harry Potter, but you know, it's a lot of free roaming, a lot of exploration. But for me, when the campaign was over, that's it. Like, I've got it. I got 15-20 hours out of that game. It's like, that's enough, man. I paid about €40 for it. I'm good. My philosophy with games is this: I want to play as many games as I can. I want to experience as many games as I can. Sadly, I can't play every single game that's ever been created, and that hurts me. It really does. That's how much I adore video games. I would love to play every single game alive, but I can't. You could create a backlog that will literally last your entire life. That's how many games there are out there. So I really don't want to waste my time. It's like, I'm playing the campaign, I've got the gist of it, I'm done, I'm moving on to my next game. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like, don't be wasting your time. Now obviously if you like that stuff, fair enough, go mad, but like, you're going to be adding to your backlog. Do you know what I mean? So for my next point, I want to go back to the burnout issue, because after all, that's kind of the core issue with this backlog stuff, is people giving up. Play the games you want to play. As I said already, stop being so freaking hard on yourself, man. The number one rule is don't force yourself into playing anything. This problem is all about balance. You need to have balance. If you start playing video games you don't like, this will not work. So, you know, play the games that you're in the mood for. If you're in a certain mood on certain days, play the games that you want to play. Another thing I'd like to say, kind of coming off of that point, is if you have like a massive list of games you want to play, like you're adding all these games, you know, 300, 400 games that you want to play, that is extremely intimidating, man. You know, this will lead to you just giving up. You'll see it and you'll be like, there's no freaking way I'm going to get through all that, and you give up. That's human nature. So what I would do is, what I kind of like to do too, if I really want to get through games, is I would kind of plan out my month. The month is a perfect kind of time frame, because you know what's coming up in the month. You know if you have a wedding or if you're going on holidays, or you can say, okay, I know I'm going to be able to play more games that day because I'm on my own that day, or, you know, this way you kind of know, you know, what games you can play and stuff like that. And I would just take it month by month. I would never make a massive ass list, because that's so intimidating, and it's like, you're gonna give up. I make a list after I play a game. That's what I love to do, is after I play a game, I make a list then. Another thing you can do, find time to play more games. Now, you need to be careful here. Like, obviously, again, you feel you can play more games without burning out or whatever, then go for it. I make video games extremely available to me. I make it so my biggest thing is how quickly I can get into a game. Like something like the Switch 2 or the PlayStation 5, they have features that make it so easy just to boom, turn on your console, boom, you're into the game. Stay in rest mode, turn on your PlayStation, bang, you're into the game straight away, you know, that kind of way. So that's what I love about these modern consoles, and I think it's very important. I have my PlayStation 5 here on my desk, I have my Switch 2 in my bedroom, and I have RetroArch on my Apple TV in the living room. So I always have ways of playing different games and stuff like that. They're always available to me, you know what I mean? And like, I know that can be a headache for some people. I know, and this is going to sound weird, it's like some people don't want to be sitting down on their desk playing a game, because it takes time for you to get into that mood. It takes time for you to sit down, get your coffee, get your treats, boom, and sit down into the game. Whereas if you have a handheld, you can just pick up the game straight into it and you can just play away. You know, it doesn't matter what games you're playing as well. I feel like there's a lot of judgment to some games and some genre of games. If you prefer playing on the Switch 2 docked, go for it. If you love it more available on the move in your bedroom, go for it. If you like to play PlayStation 5 off of your PlayStation Portal sitting next to your cats in the living room, go for it, man. You know what I mean? And another big thing for me is I don't really consume that much media outside of video games. Like, yeah, like I go to a movie with my partner or listen to music, of course, or sports. I love sports, but outside of that, I really just game. A big reason at the moment is I'm really trying to get off my phone. If you're spending 5-6 hours on your phone, like, why not just go and game? And I feel like gaming still has that freaking negativity towards it of like, oh, if you stay on that freaking console all day, your eyes will go square or something like that, when then there you are spending 8 hours on your phone doom scrolling, you know what I mean? In this day and age, gaming is actually better for you, you know? What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to bring a small console with me everywhere I go, maybe like my 3DS that's modded, or my modded PS Vita. So I have it in my pocket. If something's happening, boom, I can just go straight into a game. So that's also a big reason why I can get through a lot more, because gaming is my full focus, really. If that's healthy for you, then go for it, man. Do you know what I mean? In conclusion, going back to the main points, avoid burnout. Don't force yourself into playing anything that you don't want to play. Play off of your mood. You know, if you're feeling something this time, play it. You know what I mean? Try and play more often in a balanced way, whatever that may be for you. Don't add to your freaking backlog, of course. Don't do that. Really, my main point is this is all a psychological game. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, look, that's my tips on how to get through your backlog. Keep playing games, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe. Slán that.